So to stay consistent, let's start with the gelling again. Now, we want to really focus on the areas that are inconspicuous, the areas out of the way. Now, typically what we would do is look inside all of the wet areas, so the kitchen, the bathroom, the laundry, and we're looking inside the cupboards, usually in behind the hinges, up around the pipes, out of the way where hands aren't going to get to, it's not going to be noticed. Now, when we're applying the gel, we only want to put a small amount in each area. If we're not having much of a problem, we can space it out more frequently. So even if there is an infestation, what we want to do is apply the gel more frequently rather than create bigger amounts of gel across a broader area. Now remember, this is the best time to be using your torch looking for all those areas that cockroaches can harbour, looking for the cracks and crevices or signs of an infestation. So next, when it comes to the internal border spray, my favourite piece of equipment is the stainless steel Rieger. Now, depending on what product we use, of course, if we've got the pre-mix, then that's what we're going to go with. If we're mixing it up, as I say, the Rieger is brilliant for that. It's really important that we mix the product well, that we've shaken it up and we've agitated it so it's well mixed through. Really important that we pump it up well and we have high pressure while we're applying it. Otherwise, we can end up with it quite spluttery and the product becomes very inconsistent when we spray it and leaves much more of a residual or takes longer to dry. Now, when we're doing an internal border spray, the area that we want to focus on is typically trying to have an even spray across both the skirting and the edge of the tile or the carpet. Now, we would go through the whole perimeter of the house, but you can choose to just do the wet areas or the high risk areas. What I would recommend is avoiding going up too high on the wall. If we can get the spray onto the gyprock, sometimes the paint can run or the gyprock can be damaged. Similarly, if we spray too far out onto the tile or carpet and somebody re-enters before it's dried, then there's the risk of getting the chemical on their feet or even slipping over and hurting themselves. So getting that application right is really important. A really important safety tip is to avoid spraying above your head inside, like spraying the ceiling cornices. There's two main reasons for that. One, because you're going to get the spray all over yourself and everything else around you. And two, well, just refer back to point one. When it comes to the aerosols, a few important tips. First is to make sure the place is well ventilated, have the windows and doors open in case it's quite smelly. But we're focusing on targeted. We don't want to use them more than is necessary, so we're looking for the cracks and the crevices, the areas that we couldn't get the insecticide spray. This is also where it's perfect for your ceiling cornices that we didn't want to spray with the liquid chemical. But once you start spraying the external walls and outside, that's really targeting spiders and ants. It's not really effective for cockroaches, so I wouldn't waste your time on it. And the last one to touch on is, of course, the dust across the roof space and the wall cavities. Now, this is not one that's probably worthwhile as a DIY product unless you get yourself a proper duster and can apply it across the whole area. But at least you know if you're getting professional pest control done that you should expect the dust to be carried out as standard. And this is also really effective for things like spiders and ants. Well, that advice certainly won't quite get you a pest license so you can come work for us as a qualified pestie, but hopefully it gives you a good idea of how you might tackle your place. Remember, the key is always thoroughly inspecting with a torch for signs of cockroaches. If you can identify a particular cockroach, this can change what products you should or shouldn't use and where to apply them. And after the treatment, it's always good to wait until the product is dried before re-entering, particularly kids or animals. In summer, this is only about 20 minutes anyway. And of course, if you get stuck or give up or can't get the problem under control, feel free to give us a call and we'll be only too happy to help. Happy days, guys, and best of luck. Hi guys, hope you're enjoying the DIY series. If you are, it would mean a lot to us if you can give us a like and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. We make content here every week. Cheers guys.